When you think of racetracks, you probably don't think of stunning views, beautiful locations, and glorious sunsets. But there are some roads steeped in racing history that anyone with an interest in travel will enjoy. Places where high octane meets high culture. Places that you can easily visit with a short flight, a long weekend, and an Avis hire car. But not just any car.
Buongiorno. Grazie. Ciao.
Welcome to the next instalment of the Avis and Mercedes Street Circuit Weekender series. We've just flown into Rome in Italy and picked up this E-Class Mercedes from Avis, and we've headed straight out to pick up an incredible section of a truly legendary road race. Its name, Mille Miglia, or 1,000 miles. A road race circuit from Brescia to Rome and back again, which originally ran from 1927 to 1957. But it's one race in particular that interests us, when a Mercedes Benz 300 SLR driven by Stirling Moss won in spectacular style. A victory so impressive, the winning time still stands to this day. We're exploring a particularly beautiful section of the Mille Miglia between Radicofani and Siena in Tuscany. But as I'm more of a fan of driving, I was on the lookout for someone with a bit more knowledge.
Hello.
Hey, Sonny, great to meet you.
You look like you might need a tour guide.
I do. So you're a travel writer and you know all about this part of Italy. So tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, we are here perhaps on the most beautiful section of the Mille Miglia in southern Tuscany. It's famous for its incredible rolling countryside, amazing wines, and beautiful towns like Cortana and Siena. But I would like to show you some places more off the beaten track. Places like this. Radicofani is one of many beautiful small Tuscan villages that the Mille Miglia passes through. So, shall we go?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're driving along here at quite a leisurely pace, which is lovely. But back in 1955, when Stirling Moss raced the Mille Miglia, he was averaging 100 miles an hour. At some points, though, he even reached 170 miles an hour, which is 275 kilometers an hour. Can you imagine going that fast on these roads?
This is utterly terrifying. How did they do without crashing?
Their secret weapon was his co-driver, Dennis Jenkinson, who made 6 reconnaissance drives. Now, these days, all rally drivers use pace notes, but back then, Jenkinson's notes were revolutionary. He had them on a scroll of paper that was over 5 meters long. He then came up with a system of hand gestures and hand signals to give directions to Stirling Moss around the circuit.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
No, you have to turn right. While we are here, I must show you Valdoggia and Pienza. It's amazing. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for me, it's exactly what you imagine Tuscany to be. Now we're in Pienza, and this is just such an incredibly romantic place.
Very, very pretty.
And back in 15th century, Pope Pius II decided to rebuild his hometown into an utopian, ideal city. He even changed the name from Cosignano to Pienza to put a stamp on it. And this is the very first example of Renaissance town architecture.
So really, Pienza was built for quality of life?
Yeah, indeed it was. You may remember Palazzo Piccolomini. It was used for several scenes in Zeffirelli's film Romeo and Juliet.
Of course. But look, Sonny, we've got to get going. I've loved Pienza. It's a beautiful town, but we've got some serious miles to do.
Surely, but we can't leave without trying the pecorino cheese that comes from here.
Next time. As we left Pienza, Sonny insisted we visit a stunning boutique hotel in the heart of the Tuscan countryside. A great place to stay overnight if you're visiting the region.
So welcome to this beautiful Renaissance house, Villa Armenana.
I've got to say, I am really falling for this part of Italy.
You are? I prefer viewing it at a slower pace than I did 60 years ago.
You're right. I mean, the Mercedes E-Class that we got from Avis is probably a more suitable way to do sightseeing in Italy. But for Stirling Moss, the Mercedes Benz 300 SLR was the greatest racing car ever built. But for me, it wasn't just about Moss's skill as a driver in that great car. It was about that trust between co-driver and driver. And I think that really gave them the edge and made them so quick in the end.
So for now, as your co-driver, I'm going to ask you to trust me, because tomorrow I have a little surprise for you.
Next morning, as the sun rose over Via Armina, Sunny revealed her surprise. She'd arranged for us to meet Gianni Morandi, a relative of the first winner of the Mille Miglia, who is currently restoring the very last Mercedes car in Italy to run in the original race.
Gianni, I'm fascinated by the Mille Miglia, and I'd love to know more. So what made the Mercedes Benz 300 SLR so great then?
La Mercedes è completa, totalmente innovativa, telaio, motore potentissimo, carrozzeria leggera, aveva freni bellissimi, quindi in quel momento era il totale, la Mercedes era il clou che si poteva essere alla Mille Miglia. Quindi per la Mercedes è stato, penso, la cosa più bella, vincere la Mille Miglia in Italia mettendo dietro le auto italiane.
So in many respects, it was the perfect car. Now tell us a little bit about this classic Mercedes that you're renovating at the moment.
Sì, anch'io da collezionista ho avuto il sogno di una Mercedes e dopo anni sono riuscito ad acquistare un SSK del 29. La sto restaurando adesso, un sogno, e 6 cilindri, compressore volumetrico, è un desiderio enorme e voglio riportare, come ha fatto Steve Moss, la stella d'argento, la Mercedes, sul percorso della Mille Miglia. Voglio rivivere quello che ha vissuto Steve Moss su una Mercedes questa volta.
Gianni, grazie.
Figurati. Grazie, vieni.
So, this is what happens when you trust your co-driver.
Okay, you did well, I'll give you that.
As a final treat, we decided to visit one of the many wonderful vineyards in the region. But as the sun set, we couldn't help but stop off and admire the views.
So just near here is the famous Chianti region. It's famous for its delicious wine and is a must-see if you're in southern Tuscany.
Not far from here is Siena, which is the end of our little Mille Miglia. By that stage, Jenkinson and Moss were just 5 minutes ahead. But by Brescia, they'd won by 30 minutes, beating their teammate and Formula One champion, Fangio.
What an incredible achievement and an incredible location. So thanks, Dan.
Come on, let's go and find that vineyard. If you'd like to spend a weekend exploring the places we visited, you can find all the details on the Avis website.